Hello everyone. In previous classes, we have studied about the objectives of the mentoring, and in today's class, we are going to study about the objectives of the counseling. So before going for the objectives of the counseling, we should clearly understand the difference between mentoring and counseling. Okay? So mentoring, when the mentor is also working, he might be a senior employee and he is guiding to his subordinates. Okay, so he also will work and he is going to guide. So for example, mythology, Krishna is guided Arjuna, right? He was with him and he is guiding, right? This is what called as mentoring. So when we come to counseling, now here will be a manager or an experienced person. He may be a hierarchy. Hierarchy means the next level person. Okay, so your senior next level person or the controlling person. So here, for example, Jambavanta counseled Hanumanta to know his potentials, right? Jambavanta is counseled Hanumanta and he is explained about his potentials, who is he, what he can do and all. So this is what called as counseling. So in the meaning itself, you can understand it very easily. See, under the counseling, the employee also need to develop a trusting and supportive relationship. So here, the counseling is a process of building a trusting and a supportive relationship between the subordinates and the hierarchy or the manager. Okay, to support him to achieve the predetermined goal and to analyze why he could not have had a high achievement. Okay, why he could not have the high achievement or why he could not achieve the pre-setted goals. Okay, so this is what the counseling. Mentoring means having a senior person in the organization, one is working in whom he can confide and get the advice. Okay, a person who is experienced in that particular field and who can give the advice. Okay, so this is what called as mentoring. Fine, we'll go for the objective of the counseling. Helping him to realize his potentials. Here, him means the subordinate. Okay, to realize the subordinate's potentials, counseling is necessary. Okay, sometimes some of the subordinates, like a new employees, it may be, or some experienced employees also, when they fail to achieve the presetted goals, they feel like they don't have the capacity to achieve this one. Okay, so in this case, the manager should counsel the particular subordinate and they should try to help them to realize their own potentials, helping him to understand himself, his strengths and weaknesses. Okay, so in the commerce, there is a particular analysis called SWOT analysis. Okay, in the human resource development also we use this, and even in the business development, entrepreneurship development, and even in the costing we used to use this particular concept. SWOT analysis is nothing but strength, weakness, opportunities and threat analysis. It may be for one particular person, it may be for the particular organization. Here in the counseling, as a counselor, we should try to understand our subordinate and we should find out their strengths and weakness, and we should try to inform their strengths and weaknesses so that they can utilize their strengths maximum and they can overcome from their weaknesses. Providing him an opportunity to acquire more insights into the behavior and analyze the dynamics of such behavior. Okay, so the human behavior will be different from person to person, correct? So the counselor have to analyze the behavior of that particular employee and he should give the insights of that particular employee's behavior to himself. Okay, and even he should try to give the dynamics of the behaviors. Okay, each behavior has the different dynamics so that it may be encouraging for that particular employee, helping him to have a better understanding of the environment. So the working environment will be different for different organizations, and it's not easy to understand the working employment for a new employee. So as a counselor, we should try to give the insights or the informations regarding the working environment so that he can adjust himself for the working environment very easily and very quickly. Increasing the personal and interpersonal effectiveness through the effective feedback. So there is a concept called feedback. In every organization, there will be a quality manager, okay, who is seeing the performance of the subordinates. Okay, if the employee is not performed well, and even though those employees who are performing well, but if there is a small mistakes or a small problems in their performance, then the feedback will be given to them. So see, this is your mistake and you should correct it, or how to correct it, that one also can be informed from the quality manager, and this is what called as the feedback. So the feedback may be regarding their work and even for their personal things. Okay, so about their behavior within the organization, how to behave and what they have to do and what they have not to do, these all things. Encouraging him to set a goals for a further improvement. Okay, so usually company will set the goals for the employee, but the employee also can preset the goals, but it should be above the standard. Okay, related to the potential of that particular employee, the counselor can help the employee to preset the higher goals so that he can improve himself furthermore. Encouraging him to generate the alternatives for dealing with the various problems and definite action plans. Okay, so the thinking capacity of every human being is a different, and they have a different strategies for a different problems. Okay, so here encouraging the subordinates to get different alternatives for the problem solutions. Okay, so if there is any problems in the organizations, like the angry customers, let's say, so how to handle them, for a different person this strategy will be different, correct? So alternative solutions also matters in the different situations. So the counselor should encourage the subordinate to give the alternative solution for the different problems. Helping him to review a non-threatening way his progress in achieving a various objectives. Okay, so review of the work is also very important. This is like a feedback. So feedback is given continuously, but review can be given in the time period. Okay, so for example, we have heard about the book review. Once you have completely read the book, you are going to give the review. Once you watch the movie completely, you are going to give the movie review, right? So feedback is a different aspect. This is a continuous process. The review should be given to the employee in a non-threatening way. Okay, so the counselor should inform him politely about the review of his work for achieving the various objectives. The goals are set for the employee, and those goals should be informed to the subordinate. Providing him an empathic atmosphere for sharing and discussing the tensions, conflicts, concerns, and the problems. See, this is very important. This is called as emotional intelligence. Emotions are common for each and every human being. So even the manager has the emotions, even the subordinate has the emotions, and managing the emotions is also very important. Okay, so emotions can increase the performance of the person, and it can destroy his complete potentiality too. So how we are going to manage the emotions of our subordinate is also very important. So here we have to create the empathic atmosphere for sharing and discussion the tensions, stress, conflicts, concerns, and even the problems of his personal or even for the professional one. Okay, so that once he share, he may get relaxed and he can work without much stress. Okay, so this is what the objective of the counseling. In coming classes, we are going to speak about the listening and asking, and questions that are helpful and questions that are not helpful, and the feedback and process of counseling.